Super good. So welcome everybody back to our webinar series, Scaling for Success. As we're saying around the office, scaling your business isn't rocket science. So, this is specifically tailored to businesses who have reached that growth plateau and are ready to start scaling. But that's not to say that startups and new businesses can't learn from us too. So we're excited to have you today. If you're new to our webinars, welcome. We're Keystone Click. We're a strategic digital marketing agency. We're based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And our team blends creativity, innovation, and strategic thinking to create powerful digital marketing strategies that drive results and fuel growth to help businesses just like yours excel in the digital landscape. If we haven't met yet, I'm Nicole Morton. I'm the Director of Marketing Operations at Keystone Click. And we're going to be covering an awful lot of ground today, talking about how to identify competitors, tools you can use, and strategies for keeping your analysis up to date. And with me is my friend and colleague.
Hello, I'm Becky Kofta. I am the marketing administrator. I'm kind of a catch-all. So whether you are looking to expand into new markets or just refine your current competitor targeting strategies, today's insights will provide you with valuable guidance and actionable tips. So at any time, if you have questions or comments, please feel free to add them to the Q&A section of the webinar or drop them in the chat. We will have some time at the end to open up the floor for some discussions. So I say we get started.
Yay. All right, let's get rolling. So by the end of this webinar, we're hoping that you will understand the importance of competitor analysis and some new and unexpected ways to identify your competitors and explore tools and strategies for ongoing analysis. We'll also highlight some key trends and do a little bit of future casting, and then we'll provide practical tips and tools that you can start using right away. So let's dive in, Becky.
Absolutely. So first off, understanding your competitors is not just knowing who they are, but about leveraging that knowledge to make strategic decisions to drive that growth. So as your business looks to scale, the understanding becomes a critical component of your success, helping you navigate the complexities of a growing market with confidence and agility.
Mm-hmm. And that's the important part.
Yeah, so let's kick off with addressing some common misconceptions about competitors. So most people think that competitors are only those that are offering the same product or service. But in reality, competitors can be anything that buys for your customers' time, attention, and money.
That's right.
So it is, next slide. There we go. Okay, so it is important to look beyond direct competitors. So here are some examples. So traditional hotel chains were initially blindsided by the rise of Airbnb. While Airbnb allowed people to rent out their homes, they created a new category of competition that traditional hotels hadn't anticipated.
Right.
Another example would be the traditional taxi industry that was disrupted by the emergence of Uber. Their rideshare model and technology-driven approach offered a more convenient and often cheaper alternative, which the conventional taxis hadn't really foreseen as direct competition. And then our final example, one near and dear to my childhood heart, was Blockbuster. It was the dominant video rental company, rest in peace. They didn't initially see Netflix as a significant threat, that streaming model, but Netflix's innovation and on-demand streaming quickly captured the market, leading to Blockbuster's sad decline.
Yeah, pour one out for Blockbuster.
Yes, pour it out for Blockbuster. But even in today's media environment, Netflix has to keep in mind that their competitors aren't just other streaming services. They also include anything that entertains people. I mean, that means video games, social media, and even, any kind of activity outdoors and stuff. So the lesson here is that it is super important to broaden your view of what constitutes as a competitor. You never know what or might be diverting your potential customers' attention.
That's right. So another misconception many businesses believe is that, once a year is enough to check on your competition. But with the way that market dynamics change quickly, annual reviews are going to leave you behind. So the team at Keystone Click recommends conducting quarterly or even monthly check-ins, and we'll talk a little bit about what that might look like later on in the presentation. So this approach helps you stay ahead of any emerging competition or be able to capture or get ahead of market trends. Another one that we need to discuss is, did you know that your business has more than one type of competitor? It's true because, you're more likely to be familiar with your real life competitors. So these are businesses that you compete on in the market directly for sales. But thanks to the proliferation of the internet, small businesses and startups can also have an impact on your competition online. So, what does that look like in practice? So when you're talking about your real life competitors, so, they offer similar products and services. So you guys are competing on things like product quality or pricing, whether the degree of excellence of your customer service, the degree of your market presence, the type of distribution channels that you're using. But at the same time, Google has a set of competition that it's setting you against online. So, and to be fair, all search engines, but really it's Google. So this could be anything from websites, blogs, social media profiles, or anything that's competing with you for visibility and online traffic and search engine results. So these are things we're competing against with keyword rankings, content quality, the quality and number of backlinks, your overall domain authority, and other SEO factors. So when you're thinking of this in practice, so if you own a coffee shop, you know that the coffee shop down the street or within a certain radius of your vicinity is your real life competition. But if you sell your products online, then whoever is trying to rank for high quality coffee beans or Kona coffee or things like that, which may not be anywhere near you, is still something that you need to be aware of when you're thinking of who your competition is. So now that we know why it's important, let's talk about how we're going to gather all of that data that you're going to need to be able to make smart and informed decisions about how you broadcast your new positioning. So we're going to talk about AI-powered tools for real-time analysis and even how customer feedback can help you identify your competitors. So these type of approaches can save you time and provide more accurate insights. There are dozens upon dozens upon dozens of tools out there. Some of the ones that we like the most are SEMrush or Ahrefs, Maz's Pro Tool Suite, or WooRank are some of the tools that we use in our research and strategy and our ongoing content development that kind of help you stay on top of your competitors' activities. So, these tools are going to provide data on keywords, backlinks, and all kinds of online positioning. So not only do they save us time because they're incredibly powerful tools, but they're also monitoring in real time. So they're going to increase our accuracy by letting us see how the landscape is changing over time. So if you wanted to know what this looks like in practice, one that's near and dear to our team is SEMrush. So they have dozens upon dozens of tools to track various metrics. So I'm pretending that Google is my competition, which it clearly is not. It has no competition. But if I were to take a look at them as a competitor, I could look and see what their market positioning is, what their domain authority is, their market size. We can look at things like their website traffic, the quality, the quantity, the demographics of their website traffic, and really get an idea of where we are in relation to this competitor.
All right.
Oh, there we go. I'm like, we're stuck. But customer feedback, yeah.
All right, now let's talk about another valuable source of competitor information, your own customers. Customer feedback is a gold mine when it comes to identifying competitors. Things like surveys, reviews, or social media interactions and comments can reveal what alternatives your customers are even considering. So analyzing this feedback helps you spot emerging competitors that maybe you haven't even heard of yet. It's It's an easy and often overlooked method. So another tactic to further understand your audience and competition is the use of social listening tools. So social listening tools are software that allow you to track, monitor, and analyze social media conversations. So that is softwares like Buzzmo, Mention, and Sprout Social. Mention here. I'm sure there's a million more, but
Oh, there are.
not a million, but can reveal emerging competitors based on trending discussions and brand mentions. So these tools help you monitor what is being said about your industry in real time. They're excellent for identifying new competitors and understanding the broader market sentiment.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like being able to snoop on a conversation that someone's having about you.
I goggle.
Something we also need to talk about, that ties into the who actually is your competition, or the competition that you're not seeing, is the rise of niche market competitors. So because digital marketing is so accessible to many, many companies, smaller players can come in and cater to very specific needs or specific segments of your market and quickly identify opportunities to gain traction. Or maybe you are the niche competitor, which would be really interesting. So, it's very possible for you to come in and strategically position yourself against larger competition by leveraging your product innovation, your value proposition, your strong brand identity and storytelling to achieve a level of market success. When we look at this in the wild, some of the case studies that Becky and I were talking about when we were building the presentation for today was, Dollar Shave Club. So when they entered their market, so the razor market, with a direct-to-consumer subscription model, so they were able to challenge the dominance of an industry giant like Gillette. So they were offering convenience and affordability, and they were able to gain a significant market share that Unilever acquired them in 2016 for over $1 billion valuation. Woo! Another example would be Warby Parker. So, versus traditional eyewear brands. So when Warby Parker came on the scene, they were selling stylish and affordable glasses online direct to consumer, which established brands like Luxottica had not foreseen. And although they had stronghold in brick and mortar stores, and they were not able to maintain a lot of their market share and their very high markups. They had to contend with Warby Parker's business model. And
I'm going to be
finally,
honest, I've never heard of Luxottica.
oh, when you go to the optometrist and they have a wall of eyeglasses, like those are the pretty ones. Those, and all the super fancy brand name ones. And then another example that Becky and I were very excited to learn more about was Ben and Jerry. Oh, we love them so much. But when Ben and Jerry were getting started, they would position themselves. They really leaned into the idea of their commitment to social responsibility, and they were like the quirky, crunchy alternative to a more premium, like sophisticated brand like Haagen-Dazs. So Ben and Jerry's unique flavors. They had an incredibly strong brand story. Focusing on community initiatives, and carved out a very loyal and broad fan base to grow into now a major player in the ice cream market. So just some examples of how, these are these little David and Goliath stories where the underdog really can make a strong inroad with a niche positioning. So Becky, let's take a look toward the future, and we'll talk about how AI and predictive analytics are going to play a significant role in competitive analysis. So, these are the technologies that are going to be able to forecast potential competitors and also market changes.
Yeah, so AI is going to help businesses predict future competitors by analyzing vast amounts of data and identifying patterns that humans might miss. The proactive approach can give you a competitive edge. So it must be noted that these tools compile publicly available data and highlight trends that we can use to predict future outcomes. So this is data that is already out there. So it's not private information. It's not it's not necessarily something you need to worry about keeping the privacy about because it's already out there. So the competitor analysis will be a seamless automated process integrating with other business intelligence tools. This will help businesses stay updated without that much effort, or at least manual effort. And automation will ensure that you never miss a critical development in your market, allowing you to focus on strategic decision making.
Yep, will keep you in your zone of genius.
Exactly. And so finally, did we go to the next slide?
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Finally, let's discuss practical tools and tips. So we're going to cover a comprehensive competitor analysis toolkit and a regular review schedule to keep your analysis up to date. So these tools and tips will help you implement what we've already discussed.
Okay. So getting started with, a sample competitor toolkit. So this is software that has a paid component, and we will also have some free tools on the next slide. So again, things that we use in our business every day. We're very, very fond of SEMrush. I promise this is not a paid advertisement, but SEMrush is giving you tools for tracking competitors' SEO. If you're doing any paid advertising and content marketing strategies, it will also give you detailed reports on their keywords, backlinks, and again, the quantity and quality of their traffic. Ahrefs you may not be as familiar with, but they do extensive backlink analysis and keyword tracking, and also content gap analysis. You can see where there may be an opportunity for you to move into a content segment that's not adequately being served in your audience. BuzzSumo is also excellent for content analysis. So it's going to help you discover what's the most shared content across social media, and also help you identify some key influencers in your industry that you may want to be connecting with or partnering with. And then finally, Mention is software that monitors your social media and web mentions of your brand, like the social listening tools that Becky was talking about, and is going to provide you with opportunities for real-time alert and analytics. If you are not ready to invest in paid subscriptions, there are also very powerful free software that's out there. And really the low-hanging fruit is Google Alerts. Simply setting up alerts to monitor any mentions of even your brand or your competitor's brand, and kind of stay updated on their activities. Ubersuggest is also very powerful. I believe you can have 3 active projects with their free plan that'll offer keyword tracking, backlink data, SEO insights. And so this is a really valuable and powerful free tool for competitive analysis. And we talked about Moz Pro tools, but Moz also has free SEO tools. So those will provide you basic insights into domain authority, backlink profiles, and keyword rankings. And really the resource portal on Moz is incredibly valuable, just if you wanted to get to know a little bit more about SEO from a strategic standpoint. So no matter what you choose, any of these tools are going to offer you the ability to track and analyze competitors and ensure that you have the insights that you need to be able to stay competitive in your market.
Absolutely. So staying updated with the market is so important. Regular reviews help you adapt your strategies and maintain a competitive edge. So let's take you through a few schedules of what you can do to start working on these.
Because we're not
these
waiting
things.
until once a year, right?
No.
Okay, we're committing to doing
Always
a little something every day.
Yes. Okay. So an example of a monthly mini review. You can start week 1 with a social media and content audit. So that's checking your competitors' social media activity and content updates. You can note engagement rates, new campaigns, and content themes, or even what people are posting in their comments. Week 2, website and SEO audit. So analyzing changes in competitors' website content and design. So using tools like SEMrush and Ahrefs to monitor SEO performance and keyword rankings. Week 3, product and service updates. So that's reviewing any new products or services launched by those competitors and comparing pricing, features, and customer reviews to not only your own, but like other competitors. And then week 4, market sentiment and customer feedback. So gathering insights from customer reviews, forums, and social media mentions. There are so many tools you can use. I mean, Google Forms or like SurveyMonkey. the limits are endless. And then identifying any shifts in customer preferences or emerging pain points. So if we were to look quarterly, so an in-depth analysis might look like starting with comprehensive competitor profile, updating profiles for each major competitor, including financial performance, market share, and strategic initiatives. And then let's go back to our business class in college. Let's do a good old SWOT analysis, conducting that SWOT analysis for top competitors and understanding their, say it with me, strengths,
Strengths,
weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then industry and market trends, reviewing industry reports and market research to identify broader trends affecting the competitive landscape, and just kind of keeping up to date with what's happening in your industry, whether you want to work on your competitors or not, is a good idea. And then strategic adjustments. And then based on those insights gathered, adjusting your business strategies, marketing plans, and product development roadmaps. So if we are to do the annual strategic review, after you've done all of these things, you can start with a full competitive landscape analysis. So that is conducting a thorough analysis of the entire competitive landscape that includes emerging players and potential disruptors. So that's your Netflix, that's your Airbnb, that's your Uber. Performance benchmarking, benchmarking that business performance against key competitors in terms of market share, revenue growth, and customer satisfaction. And then future predictions, you can use predictive analytics to forecast future competitive moves and market dynamics. And then strategic planning, so incorporating findings from all of your data into the annual strategic planning process to ensure that your business remains competitive and agile. So by implementing this schedule, businesses can maintain a proactive approach to competitor analysis, ensuring that they stay ahead of market changes and emerging threats. Sooner rather than later. You don't want to be late to the party and then losing a whole lot of money. So, all right. It is the end of the presentation. We're going to open up the floor to questions about finding your new competitor. So feel free to ask anything about today's thing. You can drop those questions in the Q&A section or right into the chat. Let me see if we've got anything. Ooh, we've got one, Nicole.
Okay.
Okay. So here's a question. How can I use customer feedback to identify competitors if I don't have many reviews or survey responses?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. And a lot of small businesses or startups, or if you're pivoting your business, are going to find that's the case. So, the customers that you do have that you may have a really good relationship with, and this may involve adding a little bit of a sweetener, like a $5 gift card, or a bounce back coupon or something like that. So try engage with those directly on social media, or follow-up emails. Personalization is going to go a long, long way for that. So asking them open-ended questions about their experience, even what alternatives they've considered before working with your business, and utilizing your products or services. Thinking broadly, if you can get involved in industry forums so that you can be in conversation, possibly with competitors that could become power partners, and getting a beat on what's happening in your industry. And you may hear some conversations about other niche or disruptors in your industry, and kind of keeping track of what things that are popping up and bubbling up in these conversations, to be kind of monitoring this discussions. But Becky had mentioned using surveys with free tools. People are going to love to give you feedback. So even if you have just a handful, that's going to be good. There are also survey tools that will find respondents for you. So you might want to do a little bit of research into companies like Respondent.io, or some other like marketing survey tools that are either low cost or have a one-time paid if you wanted to do a small research campaign. So I hope that helps.
You want to come, you want to get it right from the horse's mouth. Your customers
Yes.
hold
And
so
they
much
will tell
knowledge
you.
as to why they chose your product over someone else's,
Yep.
or I mean, a million other things. So
Mhm.
find that as much as you can.
Let's see. So Becky, how would you answer this question? What are some signs that a niche competitor might become a significant threat? So who could, what do you do when you think there might be an Uber coming your way? Not literally.
Oh, am I going somewhere? No, I'm just okay. Yeah. So looking for signs like rapid growth in their customer base, increased spending or investment, and doing some significant social media engagement. So if you notice a niche competitor frequently being mentioned in industry news, if they're really popping up on socials and gaining positive reviews, it's a pretty good indicator that they're gaining traction. So keeping an eye on their market activities and product innovations as well. So just really keeping an eye peeled. If they're starting to take off, chances are they're worth a little bit of investigation.
And if you've done your legwork like we've been talking about and you've been kind of tracking these, anything that you see that has any kind of outsized or oversized movement is something that you need to be paying attention to.
Yeah. All right. So
We're
So
getting close to time.
so as we wrap up, we invite you to download a free copy. That's right, free of customer persona checklist to help you understand your customers and segment your audience. As a thank you for joining us this afternoon. Again, did I mention that it's free? You can use the QR code on your screen or the bit.ly listed there. Yeah, go get it.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. We know your time is precious and it's not lost on us that you choose to spend a half an hour with us every once in a while talking about marketing. So we hope you found this informative. And, the team at Keystone is always here to help you make the best marketing decisions to help you grow your business. So please, don't hesitate to reach out to me or Becky. Our emails are right there. Lori's email is there as well. Follow us on social. We would love to get DMs from you on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or the platform formerly known as Twitter. So, we'd love to hear from you. So again, thank you for your time and we wish you all the best on your journey to business growth and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Have a great day.